All right, I went 4-1 on my 5 personal bets on brockpage.com yesterday. $1,000 bettors made over $2,600 during that span of bets alone. We also improved to 2-0 in our last 2 college basketball tier package bets on that very same webpage. And the link for today's college basketball tier package bet is in the description section below. Now you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on my YouTube channel and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on brockpage.com is I actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. We currently have over 965 members who are signed up and active on that website. And just remember, guys, if you sign up for a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're actually going to get access to that package every single day all the way through the end of March. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA action. We're going to start off with the Wizards taking on the Pistons, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off on Friday, March 25th, 2022. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is finally here. Detroit's minus 3.5 with the total at 220. Now, the Pistons have been the best covering team in professional sports here recently. They're 15-1 against the spread in their last 16 ball games, with covers coming against the likes of Atlanta, Cleveland, and Miami. When it comes to defensive play in this one, well, Detroit's in the top 10 in the league in fewest second quarter points allowed at home. Now, offensively, Jeremy Grant is scoring 19.5 points per contest, along with 4 boards and a couple assists. Meanwhile, Cade Cunningham's dropping over 17 points a game himself, along with 5 rebounds. Cunningham's also averaging 5 assists as well. Now, they're taking on a Washington team who lost 8 out of their last 9. And they covered the point spread only 2 times during that span. And speaking of covering the point spread, the Wizards have gotten the job done against the number in only 30% of their road games. Now, injury-wise, Kuzma and Carey are questionable for the Wizards. Meanwhile, for Detroit, Diallo and Livers are out for them. When it comes to the total, Detroit saw unders recently with the likes of Atlanta, Miami, and the LA Clippers. Meanwhile, Washington saw 3 out of their last 4 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Detroit minus 3.5 and the under 220. Next ball game, it is going to be Jazz versus the Hornets, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Utah's minus 3.5 with the total at 230. Now, Utah is arguably the best rebounding team in the NBA right now. They're currently leading the association in defensive boards per contest. They're also in the top 3 in offensive rebounding per game. Now, Rudy Gobert is leading the NBA with 14.5 rebounds per contest, along with 15 points. And speaking of scoring, Donovan Mitchell leads the club with over 26 points a game, along with 4 boards and 5 assists. And speaking of shooting the basketball, the Jazz are currently in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They're taking on a Charlotte team who gives up a whole lot of points themselves. They're actually in the bottom 3 in points allowed per contest. And they're also amongst the worst in the entire NBA in defensive rebounding. Now, injury-wise, Gordon Hayward's still out with an ankle. Meanwhile, for Utah on the other side of things, Whiteside is questionable. Bogdanovich, House, and Azubuike are out. Now, total-wise, Utah saw overs recently with the likes of Boston, Chicago, and Sacramento. Meanwhile, Charlotte went 6-3 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to lean toward Utah minus 3.5 and the over 230. Next ball game, it is going to be Warriors versus the Hawks, 7:30 p.m. East. Atlanta's minus 2 with the total at 221.5. Now, the Hawks are playing some pretty good basketball at the State Farm Arena this year. They're 23-14 straight up at home. They're actually leading the NBA in home offensive three-point percentage. DeAndre Hunter's drilling nearly 40% of his 3 balls. He's also scoring 13 points a game. Meanwhile, Trae Young, he's scoring over 28 points per contest himself, along with 3 rebounds and 9.5 assists. When it comes to offensive production, Atlanta finds themselves and the top 3 in home scoring per game. They're taking on a struggling Golden State team who lost 3 out of their last 4, and they successfully covered the point spread only once during that span. And when it comes to scoring, well, the Warriors averaged only 101 points a game in their last 4 contests as well. And with regard to the entire season, well, the Warriors have definitely gotten off to slow starts on the road. They actually find themselves in the bottom 10 in first quarter scoring away from home. Now, Golden State also tends to shut it down late in games offensively as well. And these particular trends, these are, referring to the Warriors as a healthy unit. Now, the Warriors are in the bottom 10 in fourth quarter scoring this year. When it comes to the injury report, Curry's still out. Iguodala is questionable. Meanwhile, for Atlanta on the other side, Collins is still out for them. When it comes to the total, Atlanta saw overs recently with the likes of New York, Portland, and Indiana. They're also 21-16 to the over in their own building. Meanwhile, Golden State saw overs with the likes of Miami, Washington, and the Lakers. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Atlanta Hawks -2 and the over 221.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com. We are currently 2-0 in our last 2 college basketball tier package bets. I like Detroit -3.5, under 220. Utah Jazz -3.5, over 230. Atlanta Hawks -2, over 221.5. And as far as all the other games go across the league, I like Dallas +2.5, under 228. Give me New York +6, under 215.5. Give me Portland +4, over 234.5. And with my next and final free pick for the video, I'm going to lean toward Philadelphia -6 and the under 221. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of March. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to think about signing up for my board member tier. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.